Another company out with earnings this morning is Southern Company, a utility with big operations in the Southeast. Southern Company's profit and revenue beat street estimates. Joining us from the company's office in Atlanta is CEO Tom Fanning. Tom, good morning. Thanks for joining us on In the Loop.
Good morning, John. Great to be here.
Let's start with the quarterly results. We mentioned they were better than expected, but your profit was down from the same time last year, and weather had a lot to do with that.
Weather had almost everything to do with it. If you look at other quarters, say for the past 5 years, that averaged about 41 cents a share. So being 50 cents a share this quarter, I think, felt pretty good.
So just to explain to people, this time last year, or the first quarter of last year, I think it was the coldest in more than 30 years in the state of Georgia.
I think. Yeah, in fact, across the Southeast, it was about the coldest winter we had had in over 100 years.
And so people were using more electricity, and that meant more money for you guys.
Sure, and we evaluate our financials all the time on a weather normal basis, and on a weather normal basis, it was just exactly as we expected. We are on plan for 2011.
What else about the business went right this quarter?
Well, we continue to see good industrial growth in the Southeast. If you look at industrial sales, 2010 to 2009, we were up 7.7%. If you look at the first quarter, 2011 versus the first quarter of 2010, we were up an additional 6.7%. So you continue to see, I think, a robust growth in our industrial sector. So far, that growth has been largely without jobs. So our residential and commercial sectors are flat.
Right.
But I think we've got great transparency to see how those jobs are around the corner.
Tom, since the earthquake in Japan, most of your focus has been on figuring out how we avoid a similar situation here in the United States. You told Congress last week you're going to work closely with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission on the lessons learned. What lessons have you indeed learned so far?
Well, first of all, I think it's important, as you point out, that we do need to take a very thoughtful and thorough look at the events in Japan. First with the earthquake, then with the tsunami, and then all the consequential actions after that. Now, let's remember, we are building the first new nuclear units in a generation, in 30 years in America. So Southern Company is leading that nuclear renaissance. It's important to remember for our nuclear units 3 things. First, they are located not in a seismic sensitive area. Second, we are not on the coastline. We are 130 miles inland, 220 feet above sea level. Third, the new design that we're proposing to put in place is the Westinghouse AP1000. It has a passive safety design, which does not require the use of electricity in order to put water where it needs to be in the event of an emergency. We believe that design would have obviated a lot of the problems faced in Japan.
Very quickly, we've only got about 10 seconds. Natural gas prices, they have been volatile. You think they're going to stay volatile?
I wouldn't be surprised if they would be going forward. That's right.
All right, Tom, we appreciate your time. Our thanks to Southern Company's chairman and CEO, Tom Fanning, joining us.